First up, we have this piece by Raymond Loewy. This one is simply called Gentleman's Cabinet. I couldn't find an exact date for it, but I did see the range between 1960 and 1969, so fair to assume it was built at some point in the 60s. So this piece stood out to me in particular because I definitely saw similarities in this piece compared to the refrigerator that Loewy constructed, or created, I should say. During the lecture, I thought it was so interesting the fact that he simply just changed the appearance of the refrigerator and it caused so much sales to occur. And it was still a refrigerator, it still operated the same way essentially, but just the look appealed people to it. And I definitely see that present in this piece. I've never seen a cabinet with this kind of look to it. It looks very modern, very industrial in a sense, also because of the steel it appears to have. But I think the color palette, kind of how it goes from dark to light, definitely attracted me to the piece. I think it's very appealing to the eye. It just looks very very sleek, I would say. I really like this piece. Next up, we have this piece by Norman Bell Geddes. It is called Log Holder, and it was created in 1930. Now, this piece stood out to me in particular due to the fact that I have never seen a log holder of this style. Now, personally, I don't have a fireplace, so I'm not super familiar with log holders, but in my mind, I just envisioned them as being quite simple. So I went and did some research. I just looked up some images on log holders, and although there is a variety of them, they come in all different kind of shapes and sizes, but primarily the ones I saw were pretty much entirely round, a round structure, or very rectangular. So this one I think is very interesting because I think it's very appropriate and definitely ties into this industrial age. So I look at this piece and I automatically think of industrialization, machinery, and that jumps out to me immediately. Also, just kind of the play of the shapes here. So you have the two circles and then connected by this rectangular piece and just this curved steel piece in the middle. So I think this is very practical, being that it does in fact hold your logs for whichever, well, the purpose of holding your logs in your fireplace, of course, but it also is just a nice piece to look at because it does represent the industry and the way the times were changing there during this time. Next up, we have this piece by Russell Wright. It is called Torchia, I believe is the pronunciation. It was created in 1940. Now, this piece stood out to me because at first glance, I wasn't even really sure what it was. I just thought maybe it was just a tall structure, but when I looked at it more closely, the wiring on the bottom allowed me to see that it was a lamp. And also through a little bit of research, Torchia is just essentially a very tall lamp, which this is very accurate to. But this lamp differs from other lamps of the style just due to the very simplistic way of its appearance. So I think this is very true to the industrial time. And I really liked your point you made in the lecture about people thinking during this time that if it looks easy to use, it's going to be easy to use. So this lamp looks super easy. It looks like it just has a knob, you turn it, and it's a done deal. It's not ornamented, it doesn't have a bunch of design, it's very sleek. It looks like it could easily be a statement piece in your living room or bedroom, even though it is so simple. And I think the material of it is just very true to the industrial age, just the metal throughout. And I think this is a great representation of a piece that would be present during the industrial time. And lastly, we have this piece by Laurel Guild. It is called Rail Cocktail Shaker, model number 5840, and it was created in 1934. Like the piece that I presented just a slide before this one, I was unsure of what this piece actually was, which is what attracted me to it. But as the name states, it is a cocktail shaker. Make drinks with it. Very interesting. So, like the other pieces we've seen in the lecture and the other pieces I presented in this presentation, it is very simple. It does not contain ornament, decoration. It is just very simple. It is also very reminiscent of the industrial time. So this has a lot of just metal components, as you can see, and just very simple, but also it's very neat that it actually serves an actual purpose. So you could use it to make your alcoholic beverages, also just have it be a statement piece as well. This brought me back to the point of eliminating anything that the consumer might find or deem unattractive, which I think is very simple to do if you are making a piece just very simply. And if it doesn't have any extra decoration, people are going to appreciate the simplicity of it. So all in all, this piece I think represents the industrial time. It's very simple and practical as well.